It doesn't matter if you RV full-time, part-time, or sometimes. There are several mistakes that RVers make time and time again that screams, I'm a newbie! Stick around because today we're sharing those mistakes and how you can avoid them. This way you'll keep your newbie status your little secret, or keep from being branded a newbie even if you've RV'd for years. You're going to want to stick around because you're going to be shocked by number 7. It's going to be very controversial. A huge clue that you're a newcomer to RV life is overpacking. Yes, we all know there's a temptation to bring along everything but the kitchen sink, especially if you're used to other types of travel. But in RVing, less is definitely more. Overpacking not only adds to unnecessarily weight in the RV, but it also can lead to chaos and clutter in your limited space. And trust me, that will make you crazy. New RVers often overlook the impact of all this extra weight on the RV. It really can impact your fuel efficiency as well as wear and tear on the RV. Plus, an RV that's crammed with stuff everywhere really does limit your living space, make you uncomfortable, and will definitely impact your adventure. How can you avoid overpacking? Let's go over a few tips. First of all, start with the essentials. To be honest, there are very few essentials that you have to RV. Make a list of those and start there. Everything else is a bonus. Save a ton of space by switching over your books, guides, or maps over to digital resources. Next, focus on multi-purpose items. Try to select items for the RV that can do more than one thing. You're going to want storage solutions that are very effective, efficient, and can allow you to take advantage of every inch of your RV. You're also going to want these solutions to make sure they will enable you to find even your smallest item. Finally, purge. This is mainly for our full-timers or our long-timers. If you have anything in the RV that you have not touched for 6 months to a year, it is time for that to go. Clear out the space, make room for whatever else you're going to bring in next time, or just open it up so you kind of feel like, I have more room. Learning to pack efficiently might take a little practice, but it is a surefire way to show that you are no longer a newbie. You may not think much about it, but overloading or imbalancing your RV can lead to a whole host of problems. From reduced fuel efficiency and increased wear and tear on the RV tires, to potential safety hazards, including a tire blowout. And yes, it is a dead giveaway that you are a newbie RVer. Unevenly distributed weight can make your RV appear lopsided or sway really heavily when it's in motion. And to the trained eye, it can be obvious that something's off. Seasoned RVers know the importance of balance, and not just for how your RV looks driving down the road, but for safety and optimal performance. How can you tackle this issue? The first step is getting familiar with your RV's maximum weight capacity. Often you can find it in your owner's manual, in the door jamb of a drivable, or on the front outside of a towable. Next, weigh your RV fully loaded. That's right, loaded up with water or however you typically drive the RV. This is the only way to know if you're overloaded or unbalanced. You have two options when it comes to weighing the RV. You can weigh it by axle, or you can do a 4-corner weigh. Axle weights are more convenient because you can find more locations to do them. They're less expensive, you usually don't need an appointment, and you can find them at most truck stops. But it is not the most accurate way to weigh your RV. It can give you a false sense of safety because the axle may be underweight, but your weight may be unevenly distributed, so one tire is still overweight. And if that tire has too much weight on it, it can lead to a safety issue with your tires. A 4-corner weigh is the best way to weigh the RV. It is the most accurate, and it is the most accurate way to determine proper tire inflation. Unfortunately, they are not as readily available as axle weighs. They are a little more expensive, and you have to schedule it ahead of time. Our last 4-corner weigh was done by escapees as we were leaving a rally. If you want more information on weighing your RV, I will drop a link in the description that will give you everything you need to know. Managing your RV's weight distribution is key to avoiding that newbie look and enjoying a safer, more efficient ride. Oh, they're highlighting Mackinac Island. This is one of the places I am dying to go. Have you been there yet?
Yes, I have been.
Oh my gosh, these pictures are amazing. I just received the latest edition of RV Destinations magazine, and I gotta say, it did not disappoint. It is just as good, if not better, than the last two editions I received. It is one of my favorite RVing magazines, and it is packed full of the most beautiful, stunning pictures. I'm telling you, every place in this book they highlight, you will add to your bucket list because you're going to want to go there.
I really like that. Yeah, let's do that one.
RV Destinations is the sponsor of today's video, and they are going to provide you 20% off your subscription. And the best thing about RV Destinations magazine is not only are they physical, you can actually have a book in hand if you're old school like me, or you can go digital and have the magazine sent directly to your email. It doesn't matter which way you get it, the photos are still amazing and you're gonna love it. So subscribe today for your 20% off. You will not regret it. No checklist is another way to scream, I'm an RV newbie! This little piece of paper could be the unsung hero of your RV adventures. It can prevent those rookie mistakes that can turn a dream trip into a bit of a nightmare. With so many things to remember upon arrival or departure from your campsite, it can be easy to miss crucial steps during setup or breakdown. Many RVers find that following a checklist makes them more efficient and creates a routine, simplifying the setup and breakdown process. What should be on your list? Pretty much everything you need to do before you are able to drive out of your RV site and get on the road. You don't want to miss a single thing that can lead to trouble down the road. We have several freebies that you can download and customize it to meet your specific needs. Using a checklist that you customize will make it a breeze, and you can add on those things that are specific to you and your RV. When you first start setting up and breaking down, it will seem like it takes forever. You're going to go through the checklist, you're not going to be sure what to do, but trust me, after you've been doing it for a while, your time is going to be reduced, your efficiency is going to improve, and you're going to breeze through the setup and breakdown process. Even after 6 years on the road, we still use our checklist. We also update the checklist whenever we need to. If we get rid of something that was on the list, we take it off. If we add something new that needs to be added to the list, we write it on there. So don't be an RV newbie. Use an RV checklist every time you break down and set up your RV. Want to scream, I'm an RV newbie? Easy. All you have to do is say, I don't know, when someone asks you, how much does your RV weigh? Or how tall is your RV? That is a surefire way to prove that you are a newbie. There are specific numbers that every RVer should know to stay safe on the road. All right, first up is the GVWR, and this is the gross vehicle weight rating. So basically, this is what your vehicle weighs, what your RV weighs before you add on things like people and water and groceries and your clothes. This is the allowable weight of your RV. You can find this number on your drivable inside your door frame, and if you have a towable, it's going to be on the outside of the front of your RV. Next up is the CCC or OCC, and this is the cargo carrying capacity or occupant and cargo carrying capacity. This is how much weight you can add to your RV, and that includes people, food, groceries, clothes. Anything you bring into the RV has to be included in that weight. You can also find this number in the same place as your GVWR. The next thing you should know is how many miles per gallon your vehicle gets. So, and that includes if you have a towable. So it's really important to know your miles per gallon because that's going to help you determine your route planning, when you need to stop for fuel, and help you find the cheapest fuel on your route. And by the way, if you need help with finding cheap fuel, I will put a link down below that will help save you on gas or diesel along the way. Next up, the numbers you should know about or be able to understand is your battery capacity. Now, your batteries are your lifeline if you're unplugged for a night or a week, or if you're boondocking on the top of a Colorado mountain. I'm telling you, you want to go there. Knowing your battery capacity will help you determine what appliances you can use when you're unplugged, how much power you have left, when you need to recharge these batteries, and generally help you use your battery power more efficiently. Another thing everyone should know is the size of their tanks, your freshwater, gray water, and black tanks. It's so important to know, especially the freshwater, because that is your lifeline. For most people who unplug or go boondocking, the one thing that's going to bring you in that you cannot make more of is water. So understanding how many gallons you have in your tank, how quickly you're using those gallons are really important to keep you out there off the grid. Next up is RV height. Knowing the height of your RV is very important. And there's more to height than just knowing if you'll fit in the space. Did you check those bridge clearances en route to your next destination? It is always better to be safe than sorry. We've all seen the pictures of RVers shearing off the top of their antennas and ACs, and you do not want to be that person. How can you help prevent this from happening? It's so simple. You can, one, use an RV Safe GPS. Typically, they are not going to route you in areas that your RV will not fit. And two, you can also double check with a trucker map. It's a great way to double check yourself if you don't have the technology. If a trucker can get through, you can get through. So now you'll know some of those numbers that are important to ditch that RV newbie status and stay safe on the road.
You're Phil. Hey, Phil. I want to talk to you about your lithium batteries.
Oh, okay, right on. What kind of batteries you got?
I don't know.
Do you know if they need maintenance or not?
No, I don't know.
Do you know where your batteries are?
I have a key. Well, I start it.
Okay. Let's start where your batteries are. Let's locate them and figure out what they are before we even talk about lithium. You may not even need them.
All right, let's do it.
Now that was a true RV newbie. And you think we made up this little skit, but oh no, this has happened so many times. It is so important to know your battery type for a number of reasons. It's the only way to figure out if your batteries require maintenance, how much power your batteries can provide, when you need to charge your batteries, and how to get the maximum life out of your batteries, because we all know they won't last forever, but we want them to last as long as possible. There are three main types of batteries used in RVs. First up is lithium, and those are the kind of batteries that we have. We have Battleborn batteries on board right now, and we love them. But there are some pros and cons with this battery as well as the others. First of all, this is the most expensive upfront cost for any RV battery. Lithiums aren't cheap, but they provide so many benefits. They last much longer than other types of batteries. You actually can use 90 to 100% of the battery's capacity. They are faster charging, they provide the most consistent power, and they're maintenance free. The big con with these batteries is you may have difficulty with them in freezing temperatures. Next up, let's talk about lead acid. And this is the least expensive upfront cost for any type of battery. But you can only use 50% of the battery's capacity. So if you have a 100 amp battery, really you might as well say you have a 50 amp battery. If you go below 50% on these batteries, you can damage them and actually reduce your capacity overall. Also, these batteries are heavier than lithium and they do require maintenance. Now, we started our RV life with our lead acid batteries and they were great. We boondocked with them, we did all kind of things with them on the road, and as long as we kept an eye on our numbers, our charge, and made sure we did the maintenance monthly, they're not a problem at all. Finally, the last type is AGM. Like the lead acid batteries, you can only use 50% of the capacity of these batteries, but they don't need maintenance. And they will charge a little faster than lead acid battery, but this battery is the heaviest of all three of the batteries we've talked about today. As you can see, each one of these batteries has pros and cons. Need more information on batteries? We have a blog that totally breaks down each battery. It can help you decide which battery is best for your travel needs. Trust us when we say not every RVer needs lithium. So the next time someone asks you about what batteries you have, you'll know exactly what to say, proving you are not an RV newbie. Before packing up and leaving a campground, you want to make sure you haven't forgotten anything, because frankly, nothing screams RV newbie like ripping the awning off the side of your RV. And don't think this doesn't happen. We have seen this happen time and time again. We just recently saw an RV driving down the street in Margaritaville with their awning wide out. Thank goodness they had really wide streets there, or they would have ripped their awning off too. The one thing that could have prevented this mistake and other damage and destruction is a final walk around. The last thing you should do before your RV moves forward is a final walk around. So you're going to look on the roof line, under the RV, around the grounds to make sure you didn't forget anything. You're looking at satellites, stairs, awnings, pretty much everything to make sure nothing was forgotten and nothing is going to be left behind. The most common forgotten items are awnings, stairs, and satellites. But don't think that's it. People have actually tried to drive their RV with their jack still down, and they've also tried to drive away while they're still plugged into the pedestal because they wanted the AC on for as long as possible before they left. And I know what you're thinking, oh, but if they follow the checklist, this won't happen. Well, most of the time I would say that's true, but occasionally people are interrupted during their checklist and they miss something, or they get confused and they don't go back and start their checklist over. Things can happen, so this is a simple way to cover yourself and make sure nothing was forgotten. So be sure to strut around your RV like the RV pro you are as you finish your final walk around. Arriving at your campground after dark screams, "I'm an RV newbie!" Or does it? This is going to be very controversial for a lot of reasons. So after you hear all the reasons we say arriving after dark says you're an RV newbie, let us know down in the comments if you agree or disagree. Do you typically arrive to your campground after dark and it's not a problem for you? We want you to dish the dirt below. Arriving late at your campground isn't just inconvenient. It can also pose some safety risks, disturb the other campers, and set the stage for a stressful adventure. Setting up your campground without sufficient light increases the chances of accidents and injuries. You might not spot that uneven patch of land or the low-hanging branch until it's too late. You won't be able to inspect your pedestal like you usually do to make sure it is in good repair. When you arrive late and set up late, your RV's lights and noise can be a rude awakening for your neighbors, especially if it's after quiet time. People are more inclined to rush in the dark and make mistakes and not follow their normal setup. Plan to arrive well before dark. Check-in times, traffic, pit stops should all be part of your travel itinerary. Besides, it's much better to relax with a cocktail as the sun is going down instead of scrambling around a campsite trying to set up. And there you have it, our top 7 RV mistakes that scream, "I'm an RV newbie." So how many of these have you done recently? Remember, preparation and knowledge are keys to a positive RV experience. For more info on the topics we discussed, be sure to check out the links in the video description below or head to our website at todayissomeday.net and click blog for more info that will make RVing easier for not just newbies, but also experienced RVers.